Hello, bad guys.
Hey guys, I have a very good news for the Lucy fans. So in this video, not only will I share that news with you, but I'll also do a frame-by-frame analysis of the season 5 trailer. So stay tuned for that. Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, the one-stop for book and TV series reviews. Before we get to the season 5 trailer, let's take a quick look at what happened in the last season of Lucifer. Linda gave birth to a half-angel child and they named him Charlie.
What about Charlie?
Charlie? I love it.
Eve decided to take some time alone to figure out who she is.
I like who you are.
I don't even know who that is yet.
Decker Star confessed their love to each other and kissed before Lucifer went back to hell to stop the prophecy from coming true.
Don't leave.
Goodbye.
So coming back to the good news, Lucifer season 5 will have 16 episodes which will be divided in 2 parts. So not only we will get a longer season 5, but on June 23rd, the official account of Lucifer announced on Twitter that we will have a 6th and final season of Lucifer. Anyway, the episode titles of all season 5 episodes have been released. I'll discuss all these titles and who will say which lines in my Lucifer season 5 episode titles breakdown video. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Mostly, a trailer normally shows clips from the first 2 or 3 episodes. But in this trailer, you can see a clip from episode 4. So maybe this trailer contains clips from all the episodes, or at least from the first part of season 5. What do you think? So without waiting any longer, let's get to the trailer now. Lucifer is back in hell, but he is still worried about Chloe. He tries to reassure himself by saying, "She will be just fine without me."
She'll be just fine without me.
Then we see Chloe holding the necklace Lucy gave her on her birthday, and she is looking up and remembering Lucy, probably because he had wings and flew away from there after their kiss. Judging from the background, it seems like she is in Lucy's penthouse. In the next frame, she is looking at the bullet in the necklace with which she had shot Lucifer. She looks really sad. She would probably remember all the times he got hurt whenever he was close to her and would probably feel sad and guilty about it. Then in the next clip, Chloe tells Maze, "I'm not good. I've been throwing myself into work and going out with you."
I'm not good. I've been throwing myself into work and going out with you.
And then we see back-to-back shots of how Chloe has been spending her time without Lucifer on Earth. First, she aims a gun at someone and probably arrests him, and then she drinks shot with Maze at the club. From what I've heard, we'll get another girls' night out this season. If there was ever a time for a girls' night out, it's now, before Lucy or Michael show up. Or maybe it will be later, after things become awkward between them. Don't worry, you'll understand soon enough. Anyway, so Chloe is hurting and is a mess. She probably only hangs out with Maze because Maze was also close to Lucifer and she understands her pain. They would be the ones who would miss Lucy the most. Although, Maze is probably really pissed off that he left without her. Maze tries to console Chloe by telling her,
We don't need him.
which is obviously a lie. It seems like Maze is filling all of Lucy's role. She goes to the crime scenes with Chloe, and after that they spend time with each other. Maybe in her own way, Maze is also trying to do what she thinks Lucy would have wanted. That is, trying to keep Chloe safe. Then we see Ella, Chloe and Maze at a murder scene, and Ella is pissed at Lucifer. She didn't even get to say goodbye to him. So she says, as far as she is concerned, Lucifer can go to hell.
As far as I'm concerned, he can go to hell.
Then we see a woman with her short hair with a box at her feet and Chloe standing in the kitchen. The woman is either Maze in one of her disguises or it's one of the witnesses of the murder case. A guy bursts in and shoots at them. Chloe hides behind the counter. It's not shown what happens to the woman if she's a witness, but if it's Maze, she would be totally fine. So Chloe is hiding behind the counter, and that's when Lucifer, or rather Michael, makes his entry with,
Hello, bad guys.
I think he saw Chloe at Lucifer's penthouse and followed her to her home. Let's call him Lucifer, aka Michael pretending to be Lucifer from now on. This was the name chosen by you from the poll I posted on my social media pages. Then we see Chloe kissing Lucifer. Amenadiel looks shocked to see Lucifer at the club.
You're here.
And Lucifer says,
Yes, I got a bit bored, so I thought I'd pop back up.
Amenadiel gets suspicious because he knows Lucy. He knows how hard it was for Lucy to decide to go to hell, and he won't take it this lightly. He knows Lucy especially won't risk Chloe or Charlie like that. They were the reason why he decided to go to hell in the first place. And Amenadiel knows Michael too. They obviously weren't very close. Do you remember when Linda tried to name their child Michael?
What about Michael?
No, definitely not Michael.
Amenadiel was like, hell no. So there's definitely bad blood there. I think Lucifer knows that Amenadiel didn't trust him. Lucifer gives him a knowing look, smiles, and then disappears. I think Amenadiel would follow him and get his ass kicked, as you can see in the later clips of this trailer. And that's why he would decide to go to hell to get Lucy. I'll discuss more about this in my season 5 episode titles breakdown video. Chloe notices Lucifer is acting differently and tells Linda about it, but he makes an excuse saying time moves differently down there and he spent 1,000 years in hell before coming back to Earth.
I was in hell for thousands of years. A few things might have changed.
Lucifer Netflix posted a gif on Twitter where Lucifer is telling Chloe, well, here I am, and there's nowhere I'd rather be. You can tell from the background, it's the same place where Lucifer would call himself Lucifer 2.0.
Lucifer 2.0.
Speaking of background, it looks like a lab or some other high-tech place. So this could be the episode where Erin Cummings would play the role of Mandy, who is a planet Mars enthusiast. She will be a chief engineer with a Mars exploration project. Dan is definitely not happy to see Lucifer.
You're back. Great.
I wonder if Lucifer knows he should call him Detective Douche, or will he chalk it up to his 1,000 years in hell excuse? Then we see Lucifer enter the penthouse, but one of his shoulders is up and the other one is down. You must be wondering why it's like that. It's related to a clip at the end of the trailer, so I'll discuss it with that clip. After Lucifer tells Chloe he is Lucifer 2.0 and returns home, Maze attacks him. Lucifer is wearing the same grey shirt he was wearing when he was with Chloe at the lab. He probably only manages to remove his black coat before Maze jumps on him. She is pretty mad that Lucy left her behind.
How could you go home without me? I'm not Lucifer!
That's when Lucifer reveals his identity and tells her he's Michael.
Nice to meet you. I'm Michael.
Maze would probably have doubts, and that's when he will show his wings to her. In another gif from Netflix Lucifer on Twitter, Lucifer is asking Maze, do these look like Lucifer's wings to you? I'll discuss more gifs like these in my next video. Anyway, I wonder where Maze would stand in this. Would she be able to warn Chloe that Lucifer is actually Michael? This can't go on for too long, unless Maze decides to join him or pretends to join him to figure out his plans. That's why I think Lucifer would return by the end of the first episode.
Welcome home.
By the way Lucifer is talking, it feels like he has ruined many things or something very important for Lucifer. He says,
How do you like the mess I made?
You can later see Chloe asking in a playful tone,
What do you truly desire?
And then we see them hooking up. If it turns out to be Lucifer, it would definitely make things awkward when Lucifer would return and the truth would come out. Then Lucifer tells someone, probably Amenadiel or Maze, that he doesn't want to break Lucifer's life. He wants to steal it.
I am not gonna break Lucifer's life. I'm gonna take it.
Then we see Amenadiel telling someone, and I bet it's Lucy, that Lucifer is stronger than he thinks.
He is stronger than you think.
And then we see clips of Lucifer fighting Amenadiel at the precinct. Maybe the cops would just see it as a fight between two brothers. Lucifer is wearing the same grey shirt he wore at the lab. So as I said earlier, Amenadiel would get his ass kicked and would go to hell to get Lucy. Then we see a kid moving toward a lift, and by the feel of it, it doesn't feel like something good is on the other side of the doors. Then we see Chloe pointing a gun at a criminal while Lucifer is standing behind her. He is wearing the same grey shirt from the lab where he tells Chloe he is Lucifer 2.0. So all this would happen in the same episode, probably in episode 1. Anyway, the criminal would probably try to run her over with his black car, but Lucifer would fly to save Chloe. That's where you can see the difference between Lucifer and Lucifer. Lucifer's wings were white, while Lucifer, aka Michael's, wings are black. I bet he would chalk it up to his 1000 years in hell excuse. Then we see an explosion behind Chloe and Lucifer. Note that Lucifer is wearing a black shirt with a brown coat and Chloe is in a black suit. I'll discuss these costumes in a later clip. Then you can see the clip from episode 4 where Maze will be a singer in the 1940s. As I said earlier, I'm going to give you the full details on this episode in my episode titles breakdown video. Then we see Maze fighting Amenadiel. Why do you think they are fighting? Had she really joined Lucifer? Or is this some sort of misunderstanding planted by Lucifer? What do you think? Then we see Chloe running toward Lucifer's body, which I think is actually Lucifer, because in the next clip, you can see Lucifer has come back and is wearing a white shirt, while Lucifer is wearing a black shirt with a brown coat, the same coat he was wearing near the explosion. The body on the ground is also wearing a brown coat, and Chloe is also wearing the same black suit. So the scene of Lucifer walking in with his shoulders askew would take place after the explosion scene and before his fight with the real Lucifer. Look at this clip. Did you notice Lucifer isn't moving his right arm? Something seems to be broken. Maybe he got hurt during the explosion and that's why Lucifer was able to knock him out so easily. But if that's the case, it would mean that Chloe not only makes Lucifer vulnerable, but she also makes Lucifer vulnerable too. Do you think it's true? Or was Lucifer just playing the part and acting like he got hurt because Lucy would have gotten hurt too? What do you think? When Lucy returns home, Lucifer taunts him, asking how does he like the mess he created.
How do you like the mess I made?
And then we see them running head-on and punching each other. I think that's where Lucy would knock him out. Chloe would come, see Lucifer on the floor, and will run to him. That's probably when Lucy will come out and will tell her the truth. Then Chloe tells someone, probably Lucy, that she is going to avoid anything God-related.
For now, I'm going to stick to police work and avoid anything God-related.
I think this could be the scene from the 9th episode. I'll tell you why in my next video when I'll explain the episode's title, because it might be considered a spoiler. So if things become awkward between Lucy and Lucifer, Chloe might decide to take a break from them and have some time alone. That would also be a perfect time for a girls' night out. What do you think? We also see either Lucy or Lucifer flying in an angel get-up. But since the wings seem more dark than white, I'll go with Lucifer. But this action seems so much like something our Lucy would do. Do you think Lucifer's wings could turn black too? So, That's what has happened in the season 5 trailer. In the description of Netflix season 5 trailer, you can also find this little synopsis at the end after Lucifer is back and acting strange. It says, Lucifer makes a tumultuous return. Chloe rethinks romance, Ella finds a nice guy, and Amenadiel adjusts to the whole fatherhood thing. By Lucifer, I think this synopsis actually means Lucifer. Chloe rethinking romance could be the result of her making out with Lucifer and then finding out about it. That could also be why she wants to avoid anything God related. Ella will meet a cute nerdy reporter named Pete Daly and they will start dating. And I guess we'll get to see Amenadiel embracing fatherhood. So, when do you think Lucifer would come back? Do you think Chloe can make Lucifer vulnerable too? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.